Been gaming with Jeremy on a vampire game on Saturdays. He's a cool guy, and that's why I invited him in. Chris is my boy. I've been playing Star Wars with him locally around Denver here, Jeremy, and he has been one of the points of sanity in that kind of crazy game. So
That's high praise.
I decided to invite him as well. So
Yeah, that's cool. That's high praise, is what
it's
that
going to get
is.
along pretty well. It is. Uh, I don't know if there is. I don't think there's anything I want to discuss beforehand since we don't have Dan here or Michael. I was just going to go into some of the three-way stuff that I wanted to get into initially, but we'll just skip that for now. So what we'll do is we're going to begin this bad boy. The session will begin as the night sky of Tatooine glitters brightly with the stars and its three moons shining bright down on a very sleepy Mos Shuda. Mos Shuda is a expansion or a push out of Mos Eisley, and attempts to excuse me move further east into the eastern Dune Sea to capitalize on some of the areas yet colonized by moisture farmers. So it's a push by Mos Eisley to get more moisture control on the planet. Our group of miscreants does not, in fact, work for Timo, who is arguably the de facto boss or don of Mos Shuda. He's probably the most powerful gangster in the area. He doesn't control a lot of business in Mos Shuda, but he does control Shuda, and the junk and salvage trade on Tatooine is probably only second to the moisture trade. So where Timo doesn't have a lot of direct control over the business and the spaceport and owns a fair amount of the actual residencies, where the gentleman that this group works for, which is the second most powerful gangster, he is a respectful businessman who doesn't have a very outward shady appearance, but given the fact that it's hard to be squeaky clean in Mos Shudo, most people know that it's just simply a cover, as he prefers to keep a certain kind of company. Our characters have been working for Lake for probably the last year or so. He's been an up-and-comer on Mos Shuda. He's the chairman of the Mos Shuda Moisture Farmer Consortium, and that's where he's gathered a lot of his power and influence from Mos Shuda and kind of branched out from there. The Last Drop Cantina is a moisture farmer social club. It's kind of open to the public, but really ends up being more for Laic and his crew. That's where you guys tend to frequent and spend most of your time in between work. And that's where we're going to find our characters this evening, as they've been called in by Laic to speak about changes. And so as we begin this session, we'll have our first character, we'll have Kras, our Trennishan. We'll just have Chris describe him as he walks up to the Last Drop Cantina.
Sure, Crass. He's lanky for a Trandoshan. He looks to be younger. He's maybe 7 feet tall. He's in some armored clothing, and he has a large blaster strapped to his back. Some might call it a heavy blaster rifle. Other than that, doesn't seem like he has much much on him, and he doesn't really swagger as much as if someone gets in his way, he just keeps walking through them.
Okay.
The traffic at night in Mashuda is very light, as once the twin suns set, it gets rather cold on the desert planet. What basic light that is around most settlements also has a slight heating element to it, so as people move through the shadows, it kind of does what it can to keep people warm. As Kress approaches the last rep cantina, there are two burly, Aquilish thugs smoking death sticks, making sure that only the right kind of people apparently come into the last drop tonight. It doesn't seem that it's open to the public tonight. It's only entertaining social club members. As you approach, they kind of get up from their lazy duty of keeping watch and brundish their kind of trenchants, or not their trenchants, their trenchants. Not their actual species of lizards. They have trenchants. They actually have the trenchants. And they brandish them as they get into a posture game almost every time they see Crass. But at this point, Crass has moved up the totem pole from these two chuckleheads, and so he just kind of walks past and through them and heads on into the last drop. Excuse me. The last drop itself is a respectable establishment in that it has a better decor and maintenance than most of the other buildings in Malshuta. The metals are polished. The serving stations are, full of liquors and aren't cracked, and people are being served clean dishware. As Crass moves through the club, the open area that has the largest bar is all empty, and the back bar where Laic does the serving is full of moisture farmers, average men and women of Mashuta who have kind of gathered together to ensure a better rate for the moisture that they sell back to Mos Eisley. And they have gathered in a large amount. There's probably upwards of 30 to 40 of them in the back bar. And Laic is a human man in his mid-30s, reasonably tired, a man who takes care of himself. He has a very kind of gregarious way about him and is commanding a great deal of attention at the bar as Crass kind of walks in. As he kind of walks through the main bar area, he can tell to his left and the right that there are a couple more Aquilish thugs and some of Laic's kind of hatchet men kind of milling about in the shadows in the normal bar, probably acting as another layer of security. But as Crass comes in, Laic sees him and kind of motions him to come to the back to the bar.
Okay. So I don't really notice any other threats out of the ordinary.
Nope.
Right.
The bar itself seems to be closed.
Okay.
Only to the club members.
I head on back.
Okay. Since Jeremy seems to be eating, we'll keep going with Crass for a little while. As he makes his way through the farmers, they give space as they know his role for Laic. Laic moves to a particular end of the bar, and Crass moves to meet him. Says, "Good evening, Crass. How are you? Can I get you something to drink?"
No, I am fine. What did you want to see me about?
Very well. Well, I need some of my more experienced men to take care of something for me, as things are finally ready to make changes in Mashuda. He'll gesture over to a table that seems to be empty and a little card on it as indication of a reserved. It's like, please sit there, and we'll wait for our other shooter to show up before getting into it.
He nods and goes over, and instead of taking a seat, he's just going to remain standing.
So, Jeremy, how would you pronounce your character's name?
Ravaka.
Okay. Damn, Chris is on some serious delay. Okay. Ravaka will make his way to the last drop, and it's a very similar posturing with the Aqualish thugs. They're on their second death sticks now. How would you give Ravaka's description?
Ravaka is just a little over 2.5 meters tall, pretty big for a Wookiee. Kind of lean more than bulky, though. And he's got black fur with white streaks through it. There's one spot on his shoulder that looks to be a scar more than a streak of white. Maybe he was hit with a blaster bolt or some kind of bladed weapon or something like that. He nods to the Aqualish thugs as he walks in. He's definitely an unusual Wookiee because he himself does, in fact, wear heavy clothing as well as part of a pilot's jumpsuit, but it's armored. And the only weapon he has visibly on him is a bowcaster on his back. He would surrender it to the security if they asked for it.
They would not, as they recognize him, so they wouldn't ask him to do anything of such.
Okay. Then he would make his way into the bar.
Okay. The Aqualish thugs give you a few grunts, and as you head on in, the bar is much in the same state as I previously described for Chris, except that Ravak, did I say that right? Ravak?
Ravaka.
Ravaka sees Crass up at the back of the bar. Mr. Vermilion Lake is talking to someone, and after a few moments, he motions for the Wookiee to come on back.
He would give a little growl of, assent and head back to join the boss, as it were.
Okay. As Ravaka heads to the table, or heads to the table being motioned by Mr. Vermilion Lake, he grabs some Corellian whiskey, and you all sit down at this table. Once that happens, a street thug kind of comes up and stands a little bit next to the table as a barrier for anyone eavesdropping. Well, I needed to speak with you both as the opportunity or the moment, the time has come to make our move. I need you to accompany Flex, and you two know Flex as one of his go-to Aqualishes. He's a little bit more reliable than some of the other death stick addicts he has working for him. You're going to go with Flex and talk to Vorn, the junk shop owner, and you're going to convince him that it's in his best interest to be working for us instead of Timo.
Crass just kind of growls while looking at the Wookiee.
It's important for us to gain control of what junk trade comes through Mos Shuda before taking other steps. This will be your part in this.
I don't know if anybody understands Shriwook, but Ravaka says something to the effect of, I have to deal with this lizard.
Crash just growls a little bit more.
Yeah, we'll be just waving, hand-waving languages.
Crash just growls a little bit more and nods to I can't even remember his name, even though you've said it a bunch of times.
Rebecca and
Wait,
Vermilion League.
Mr. Vermilion, whichever.
Mr. Vermilion nods to him and says, "Very good. When do we leave?"
You'll be leaving this evening. Flex should be arriving in the next hour or so, making some of his own arrangements. And once he arrives, you will go. You'll be speaking with Vorn, and you'll be making sure that he agrees one way or another.
That at least makes the Wookiee smile.
Do you expect any interference?
No, though I can't imagine the twin sons will let it go by, and the twin sons are the swoop gang that kind of is the de facto police force for Mos Shuda. They answer to Timo. There's not a lot of improvement. So the twin sons will likely do something, but we'll handle that in time. I don't expect them to be there, though. You should be able to convince Vorn without any resistance.
Crash just nods.
Once Flex arrives, you both can go. I will be giving you all. I'll be giving you all at least 500 credits for your time, but it shouldn't take more than an hour or so, and Flex should be doing most of the talking. You're just there to lend support.
Works for the Wookiee.
If you have any other questions or whatnot, you're free to come up to the bar, get another drink. Otherwise, you just wait here for Flex and try not to kill each other until this is over. He'll smile at you too and stand up and head back to the
I
bar.
snort.
And start talking to a few people pretty immediately.
Crash just looks at the Wookiee and asks him in Tree Wook if his mother's a carpet now.
I will proceed to strangle Crass and beat the shit out of him.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much where we gotta go.
Feel free to make a. Well, since you are probably not terribly surprised that he attacked you. Excuse me. You can both roll cool.
Could you roll that for me there,
I'll roll
boss?
for you. What's the Wookiee's cool?
Is that a derived attribute or is that a skill?
Yep, that's what I said. I was going to roll it for you. What's the Wookiee's cool?
It'd be
Well, that's
presence.
what I'm asking.
It'd be a trained skill if you bought it.
Okay.
Right.
Otherwise, it's just your presence score.
So if you don't have any cool, right, it would just be your presence.
Presence is 2.
So you roll 2 of those green dice. Oh, that's right, it's me. I keep forgetting that. All right, so you guys are tied. And since you're both players, we'll let the Wookiee go first, given that he stated his intent. What's his brawl?
His brawl is 2 and his brawn is 4.
Okay. So that would be 2 yellow dice and 2 green dice.
Jesus.
Okay, well, I think he hits.
Oh, good.
What is your intent? You're just trying to strangle him?
I'll choke slam him, strangle him, whatever I can get in room here to do, basically.
He gets 1 black die for my armor.
Oh. Okay, we'll just see what that takes off. It didn't roll anything, so it's still the previous roll,
Okay.
but it didn't roll anything.
Hey guys, I'm gonna
So
pop off and
right,
right back on. Okay.
I think you successfully grappled him.
Hold on, I'm gonna hop off
Okay.
and right back on. I think I got my notebook set up. Be right back.
Okay. So
Come
what would you
on.
like to do, Chris? He's gonna pretty much grapple you at that point and start choking you.
You had to see this coming.
No, totally. I mean, by all means.
What would he do? I think I'd just fight back. So I can't really escape it. So I'd just go for the death grip myself.
Okay.
I guess just brawl. So I had 1 black die for him, right? Because he's got heavy clothing as well, right?
I believe so. Okay.
I just get a bunch of advantage.
Okay. Jeremy, you there? I guess not.
Let me see if I can spend any of those advantage.
Oh yeah, and you won't be able to save any of your advantage nonsense like Eric does, just so you know.
Yeah, that's fine. That's why I'm going to spend it.
Got to spend it new turn. Oh, you're roboting. Okay. Handbasket.
All right.
While we're waiting for Jeremy to figure out what he's doing here, I'm going to do something real quick.
Okay.
Yes. We're just waiting for him to finally come back, but yes. What's going on?
I think I'm just gonna save it for bonus die.
Are you going to say something, Chris?
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna save it for bonus die next time. Hold on. I'm gonna leave and rejoin, and hopefully that'll fix lag.
So that, are you good, Jeremy? Sure, go for it, brother. You back, Jeremy? Jeremy? Am I the only one here?
I should be back now.
You see? Oh yeah, and you're much faster, so that's good. That was a good idea.
Yeah, I think I know what it was. I had Drive open.
What? You were trying to like read it while we were doing it.
Yeah, I just had it open because I was checking that tree earlier. So with my four whatchamacallit die advantage, I'm gonna give him 2 black die on his next roll.
Okay. How do you think that's gonna? What would that look like? I'm just gonna try to get us talking more narrative. Like,
Essentially, there's the bottle of whiskey on the table. Right, he's grappling me. I'm going to.
Right.
I'm going to try and break it so that there's shards of glass. Like I imagine we're rolling on the table at this point or
Are
something.
you there, Jeremy? Wow, this lag is horrible.
Am I still lagging?
I think I am now. Let me try to close some of my stuff out. I don't even know what I'm running. Nothing crazy. Okay. Yeah, that might help.
Close Steam. Maybe that's doing it.
Yeah, that probably ain't helping.
It's funny. No matter how advanced my computer is, the internet always still screws me. I have a ridiculous video card in here right now and all this shit, and it's still lag-tastic. So I bought it to play Star Citizen.
Oh, geez, is it? I'm waiting for Star Citizen 2. It's gonna look great.
Oh yeah, if you want to join my, do you want to join my guild?
I probably will at this point. I don't really know anyone else, and I totally want to play that game, so I probably will join yours.
I got like 15 of my friends, but 3 of us spent way too much money on the game. So essentially, if there's a ship you want to fly in, we probably have it, and you can rent it from us or borrow it,
I
or so.
Fair enough.
Essentially, we're just looking for players to fly our ships. But our big goal is piracy. That's what we want to do.
Big bunch of pirates. Fair enough.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm thinking what I'd want to do is break the glass bottle on the table so that while we're grappling, one of us isn't going to end up rolling around in it, and that's my advantage.
Oh, fair enough. And so you guys are trying to be more mindful as you're doing it. All right, that sounds good. I have no idea what the man has done. Well, this is no good. We've been fraught with all sorts of technical problems. Damn you, interwebs, and your ability to interconnect all of humanity and inform us.
The NSA is spying on us, obviously.
Damn it, NSA. We're not doing anything. We're not terrorists. We're just playing Star Wars. How is that subversive?
Oh, did you see the, speaking of Star Wars, did you see the flyover? Some guy did. Like, he, like, does, like, maps and geographical features and stuff in Britain. And he had his drone just flying around, and he didn't even realize he took a picture of the new set.
Okay.
But they have, like, Millennium Falcon, and it looks like a half-painted X-Wing, like, sitting at a dock.
Right. That's awesome. You back, Jeremy?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
So if your video keeps lagging, I would just turn off the video.
Yeah. It's not that necessary.
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yep. So,
Awesome. What did I miss?
All right, so you didn't miss terrible much. You did manage to really fuck up the the Trenderson or Crass, though we keep forgetting our difficulty die. We forgot our difficulty die on that last one too there, Chris. It's 2 for average brawn. I keep forgetting that.
Ah, I see.
But it was still only threat, so he's got 2 threat against him. Or 2 threat against you, or against him when he attacked you. So between that and your other setback, he's kind of humped. I think he's going to have 3 setback die in the next attack. But how much damage did the Wookiee actually want to do to Crass? Do you want to hurt him, or is this more along the lines of a show of force?
Well, he kind of made fun of my mom, and I've been an orphan for 20-something odd years because of the damn Empire, so
it might be a hot topic.
So that might be something that drives me into Wookiee rage.
Okay.
Which, once I'm wounded, yeah.
No, it's not gonna. Yeah, he's just raging, so he's gonna fuck him up. So what's your brawn?
4.
Okay. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'd be 9 damage there, Crass.
Okay.
As he attempts to choke the life out of the lizard.
Okay, so with my soak, I absorb 4, so I take 5 wound.
Okay. As the Wookiee leaps across the table in like that infamous Wookiee rage, the howl going wild, his claws going in and back out almost reflexively, and he just jumps across and grabs a hold of Crass's throat and just starts to squeeze as hard as he can. The Corellian whiskey that Lake had left behind crash and clatters against the ground, sending viscous liquor all over the table and ground near you are, and so it's getting on. I cannot say his name. Ravoyak, Ravaka's fur and clothes, and kind of making it hard for him to keep a hold of it, as it's just kind of sprayed all over him and gone everywhere. As you're about to go into the second initiative, there is some laser fire like up into the air as a warning shot. Does anyone stop?
As long as it didn't hit me, nope.
Okay, so feel free to continue fucking him up. So that would be 2 there, 2 there, and 2 there with 3 set back. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happens next, but basically I just try to thud his head off the table.
Man,
I don't want to kill him per se, I just want to really fuck him up.
Is this thing auto-calculating for me? I think it is, isn't it?
Well, that's pretty cool.
So you, between the setback dice, and so between the liquor and the knocked over table, I mean, you just came out with such ferocity. You snap this, plasteel, cheap, space IKEA table in two as you're coming down on him. But it's put so much in between you and Crass that you really just can't maintain a hold on him, and so he gets free. What would the lizard like to do?
Crass is going to use an incidental to draw his heavy repeating blaster.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't have it, but I would like to use coercion on Wookiee and essentially say, calm down, we're here to make money.
All right. Free to take a boost die just because the heavy blaster rifle should add in some ability to coerce. Otherwise, that's about it. Take a boost die.
What do you want? Average difficulty or?
I think it's an opposed check. So what's the Wookiee's willpower? I'm sorry, discipline.
I did not take discipline, I don't think. No, I did not.
So that's just his base willpower.
Which is 2.
Okay.
Yeah, not much of a social creature, is he?
No. Oops, I forgot to do my...
Oh, I didn't do it either. God damn it.
I think they're just opposed checks, and the difficulty would be 2 purple, because no one's got attributes. Just give me 2 purple real quick, Chris. Okay. So I think the coercion is successful then, just barely. So, oh lordy, I already forgot how to say it again. Ravak? No, that's not even close.
Rivaka. Yeah. Think Chewbacca, but with Rye in front of it. Yeah.
Rivaka. All right, he's now Ryu.
Yeah.
Ryu, okay. Ryu, that's not going to help. He takes a slight moment of pause as the heavy blaster rifle gets right up into his face as he's about to come at him again. And no one really shows any kind of cowardice. No one's really afraid. Everyone just kind of pauses right at that last moment. Just giving him enough seconds to go, maybe it's best not to keep pursuing this when he has a gun in his face and he is flipping out in his employer's establishment. That all kind of sinks in just enough for Ryu to calm down, or at least to give it pause. And Familiar in the back is like, enough! I said, don't kill each other until it's done. At least just get through this. Oh.
God damn it.
Like some of Doc will come over and like separate you two and put you in 2 different rooms.
Crass, as he says that, mouths off again and says, "The furball started it."
I'll say something to the effect of the best part of Crass probably dribbled down his hatchmate's tail when they were younger.
That's fine. Just dash your teeth. It's fine. Just don't kill each other. and generator kicks in. All right. So you two are separated pretty quickly, and I assume just kind of brood for the next few minutes, or until this flex shows up.
I'm going to make it a point to clean and attend to my bowcaster.
I'll go up to the bar and have a drink.
Okay. Lake will have one of his street thugs slap a stim pack on your back, so you can get your 5 wounds back.
All right.
I suppose suppose you're supposed to say he would actually recover it much faster being a Trinitian, but they would do that probably out of reflex.
Well, so the way regeneration works is healing and first aid and stim packs. I don't get additional healing, but if I go to rest for the day or get into Bacta, I double the amount. So.
Oh, I see. So I suppose that's right. So they would at least know that wouldn't do any good for him.
Well, it would do good, and just it's the same thing as using a stim pack to anybody else. So.
I thought you said it didn't actually is beneficial. Did I misunderstand what you meant?
Yeah, I don't get the regeneration on that.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But I can regrow limbs. Wow.
Which, can't argue with that nonsense. So
Yeah, you really can't.
So you two just chill out for a little while. You get a couple of drinks on the house. I don't know if you actually drink them, but they at least try to keep you separate and calm and happy until this flex shows up.
I'll pay attention to any nearby Twi'lek girls.
Okay. The moisture farmers are celebrating as they've reached some sort of deal or agreement that they're pretty convinced is going to make them all a lot more wealthy. So there are a few Twi'lek girls and other ladies there as entertainment. So you're just Googling the entertainment, basically?
Essentially, yes.
Okay, right on.
Because fuck this lizard.
That guy.
And I will eye the Wookiee suspiciously.
Eventually, this Flex shows up. He's... he makes up in width. He's a pretty big Akwish, as even Akwish go. His face is far more pronounced, and he's got a lot more kind of like a larger kind of bulbous eyes compared to others of his kind. He comes up to the bar. Excuse me. He speaks with Leik for a while, and then he heads over to collect you both. He heads over to Crass first, just kind of motions, kind of a gesture, and then over to Ryu, because I cannot remember his name. And you guys head out without much complaint or doing anything else?
No, as long as the alien is there, then we're good.
I try to keep the Wookiee in front of me.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys head out. At this point, it is quite cold as you hit the night air of Tatooine from the last drop. What little traffic there was at the beginning of the evening has now practically ceased. You only see the occasional person darting here and there, trying to make it from shelter to shelter. As such, you guys have the walk of the promenade, or and you guys make your way to this Vorn's junk shop. It is the only junk shop in Mos Shuda, and so it has the benefit of getting most of the larger salvage trade that comes in and out of the spaceport, or even just from the surrounding areas. What little junk vendors that hang out in the bazaar and the market can't compete, nor do they have the inventory. So this is kind of the salvage spot for Mos Shuda. which makes Vorn a kind of a very powerful man, at least in Malshuda. So you guys take the few moments, you just stroll, saunter over to this establishment. It's one of the larger buildings in the middle of Malshuda, as it actually has a fair amount of area for the collection of junk, and actually has some starship parts, unlike some of the other more minor people, maybe in the shanty town or all getting off in the bazaar. Vorn's junk shop is very much closed at night. So as you three approach the front area, Flex depresses the intercom and he just holds it, which would be the effect of ringing the doorbell constantly. After a few moments, you hear this, what? Who's out there? This is the shop's closed. Go away. No one's serving anything. And Flex and Aquish that says to him, you better open up, as we had a meeting. And it's like, what? Oh, fine, yes, you're one of Vermilion's men. Very well, come in. The door opens up, and you guys move into the junk shop proper, at least the offices area, or the kind of main shop area. It's full of, as you might expect, salvage junk of various states of quality. There are countless shelves and chests full of all sorts of a variety of items and mechanical parts. Again, everything is kind of closed down. There's an RT unit that is powered down and is recharging in a corner. And eventually a light comes on in the main shop area, and this Born, who is a human male in his late 50s, very bleached skin, very wrinkly, has lived all of his life on Tatooine, you can tell. Comes out and is like, yes, well, I've told Mr. Vermillion countless times that I would be ill prepared. And as he's been saying this little diatribe, Flex has walked the distance over to him, and as he's making this motion gesture, Flex grabs a hold of his lapel and again makes another threat. Excuse me. I assume you were assisting Flex as he's about to make this coercion check?
Yeah, I'll quick draw my blaster rifle and kind of aim it.
Is the Wookiee assisting?
The Wookiee will loom. He's very good at looming.
Okay. Well, looming is actually like a thing for coercion, so we'll just say you're assisting in that regards.
Sure.
Oops, I keep forgetting that part.
Jeez.
So, right. It's really more the second roll, and I didn't get any because I forgot the stupid difficulty dice. So yeah. So as this, like, Vorn's like giving him the finger, and I don't, and he just slams his head against the counter, and his head flies back and bounces off one of these junk shelves, and all sorts of mechanical parts start raining down on him, bumping him against the head and hitting him in various states, and even a couple hit Flex, which he gets aggravated at. And this Vorn's like, oh, I don't know you. I work for Timo.
Crass will chime up. We're not supposed to kill him.
Flex is like, I'm not going to kill him. I'm making sure he understands. And he slams his head against the counter again. And at this point, Mr. Vorn's face is not looking great. He's a little worse for wear. He doesn't seem to be able to stand on his own. This Flex individual is really going to town on him, probably doing a lot more harm than good at this point. What would you like to do? Anything in particular? Either of you?
Does it look like he's going to kill him if we don't stop him?
Well, Vorn isn't looking particularly great. The man's probably not the most hardy of individuals, being a man in his late 50s on a very harsh environment. So if he keeps it up, he'll probably kill him.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna walk up and put my hand on his shoulder, on Flax's shoulder.
Flex will very ceremoniously push him aside and don't touch me.
I will very less subtly slam my vibro axe into the wall and roar at him to calm the fuck down so we can actually get this guy to play along and not die on Vorn's watch, or on Leak's watch.
So you're intimidating, I assume, Flex? Is that right? The Eazal?
Yeah, I don't really have any. Yeah, I really don't have any coercion, but that's what I'll aim at.
Okay.
It's okay. We can buy coercion later.
Yep, I'm going to use a destiny point. That way you guys can just have one. I'll just make it super hard.
That's a lot of disadvantage.
Well, I upped one, and his coercion is 3, so... Alright, it's this discipline. I'm getting the right hand of this. I'm sorry. Generate a lot of threat, but not necessarily any successes. So you slam the vibroax in the wall, growling him, back off. We were just trying to lean on this guy, not kill him. And it doesn't seem to stop the process as Flex just hits Vorn again against the counter. But as I'm going to try to get it right. Ravoyak? No.
Ryvaka.
No. Ryu. Nope. Still got it wrong. Pulls the axe out of the wall.
Think rye bread.
Right. And kind of angles his axe up. Flex does at least pause before continuing.
At this point,
Good, because that will mess him up.
At this point, Crass will just shove his heavy blaster rifle in Flex's back and say he's had enough, and I will use coercion.
Okay. All right. So, his discipline is only a 2, so it's just 2 red. Okay. So you push the blaster back at his back and tell him he's had enough. And with the failure, Flex just grabs the rifle out from your hand and just kind of holds it off to the side. It's like, let me finish my work, do what you're here to pay for. You're paid for. That's it. As he kind of tosses your rifle off to the side.
I'm going to surreptitiously use my comlink to give Vorn a call, and then just kind of set it down out of sight, but within distance, or within sound distance.
You mean Vermilion?
Yeah, Vermilion, that's the guy.
Fair enough. That's easy enough. Boop, boop.
I'm going to leave it open. And after it's had enough... Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Jeremy.
I was going to say, after it's had enough time to connect, I'll say it loud enough to be heard that Vermilion doesn't want this guy dead. He just wants him to pay.
The Akalish gives what effectively would be an Akalish grin and just kind of drops Vorn on the ground. Vorn is kind of heap of a man, not really moving anymore, very shallow breaths. What would Crass like to do? Or either of you do?
I'm going to keep my axe up since I'm the only one still armed, and I'm going to motion for Crass to go ahead and pick up his blaster rifle. Or blaster pistol, whichever it is.
Okay. So, Crass. Crass. Chris. Anybody?
Sorry, I had you on mute. So, the first question I have is, since it's on a sling, does he just knock it down by my side?
Yes,
Okay.
that's probably true, actually.
All right, so I'll just grab, I'll arm myself with it as an incidental, and I'll look at Flax and I'll say, "Are we done?"
He kicks Vorn one more time and kind of shrugs. You guys, I mean, he didn't even get into like the leaning on process. He just kind of came in here and just started kind of wailing on this guy.
Is the Aquilish visibly armed?
No. He seems to. He's only wearing heavy clothing.
I do kind of give Crass a look, and then I look at the Aquilish. The meaning of the look is fairly obvious. I'm not one for subtlety, is the Wookiee. He's basically saying, it's up to you if you want to let this guy walk out of here under his own power.
Oh God! So we haven't convinced this guy to do dealings with Vermilion, right? We've just essentially beat the shit out of him.
Right. So you guys were supposed to come in, talk to this guy, lean on him to get him to work for Vermilion, but Flax just kind of came in, and as Vorn was giving him this lecture, he just started to kind of wail on him.
Yeah, I'm just gonna auto fire on Aquilish.
Holy crap! Okay.
So the way this works is I just upgrade the difficulty die by 1.
Right.
And if I get 2 advantage, I can fire a second shot.
Right. So what we'll do is roll for initiative, but he has to roll his vigilance, as this is a bit of a surprise, and that's not a particularly good roll.
Well, I got 4 hits, surprisingly. What's Ravaka's vigilance?
He does not have vigilance.
Okay, so it's just going to be willpower, I think.
So it's just another 2, I believe. All right.
That's willpower 2.
So it's PC, and then Flex.
All right.
So I assume, yeah, go for it.
Yep. I'm rolling. So is it going to be 3 difficulty?
Yeah, because you're upgrading.
Yeah. Okay.
Or no, sorry, you're adding.
Okay.
And he is at short range.
Okay. Well, I got triumph. Okay.
So you don't necessarily hit him, but what would you like to do with the triumph? So you just kind of, you just bring it up, click it on auto fire, and
I'm gonna upgrade
he
the difficulty.
seems to dodge out of the way as you shoot him.
I'm going to upgrade Ravaka's next attack. So he gets 1 die upgrade.
Okay.
Okay.
So as you auto fire Flex, he dodges out of the way, but jumps closer to Ravaka.
This should be fun.
What would Ravaka like to do?
Well, if it's that kind of party, I'm just going to cut him in half with my vibro axe.
Okay. So that would be he came closer to you, so we'll say you don't have to you just can use your one maneuver to get into an engaged, and then it's just a hard check to funk them up.
Now, is
And
there a
you-
way to do
ahead.
bashing damage instead of lethal?
No, I don't really think there's that kind of stuff in this game. But you
Alright,
don't really
then.
kill him when he goes to 0. He just goes unconscious.
Yeah,
And
that's
I'll just beat the level 11 shit out of him.
So, what's your melee?
1.
Okay. And your brawn is 4. Was that right?
That's correct.
Okay. Oops, I keep forgetting to add that stupid stuff in. I'll get right eventually. All right. So it looks like you hit though with 2 threat. If I'm splitting the die since I mixed it up again.
it looks like on the screen he has 1 advantage.
Yeah, I didn't roll the difficulty die, so I'm
Oh, I
taking his
gotcha.
first roll. Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah. So you hit him with 2 advantage. We'll say he manages to keep rolling and kind of gets out of the way, so his next action will get a boost as he is positioned well between you both. But you do hit him. So that's 1, 2, 3 plus the character's brawn and the vibroaxe damage.
Oh, God. The Vibroaxe, I don't have it in front of me, but it was pretty sick.
Hold on, I got it. Vibroaxe.
Yeah.
Vibroaxe is +3 damage to crit. And it's got, Sunder, Vicious, and Pierce.
So how much is that, Jeremy?
That would be 7 between the two, between brawn and 3 extra damage.
Okay, so the 3 extra success, the 3 extra damage, and the brawn, that's all 7 together?
Yeah, because I have 4 brawn and it'd be 3 damage, so
And
All
3,
right.
so 10 damage.
10 damage. Sorry. Yeah.
Don't cheat yourself. We gotta kill this guy.
Okay, so he's got a fair amount of soak, but the Vibroaxe hits him on the way bind through, and he is up and ready. As you both started to attack him, he takes his turn just to run out the front door. No! He runs out and tries to make a break for it into the Mashuda Knight.
Oh, one thing that you should know about the Vibroaxe, just if he has any soak, Pierce ignores it. So his, so he has Pierce 2 on there.
Yes.
Okay. So he's booking?
Knight. Does anyone want to...
Yeah, I'm...
So he's running off into the night. Yep. Does you two want to do anything in particular?
I look
Yeah,
at...
stop him from running.
Okay. Yeah, I guess fall after him.
Okay. So he used his actions to beat feet and just kind of try to clear distance from you guys. So are you going to try to catch up with him, or are you going to try to shoot him from afar?
I only need to be long distance from him, so I'm just going to get eyesight and shoot at him again.
Okay. Go for it. He's at medium right now.
Alright. So, can I
I'll
close...
be right back.
How many maneuvers would it be to close to short again?
Oh, 1.
1? Okay. Yeah, I'll 1 maneuver to close to short, and then I will try to auto-fire at him again, even though I should probably just fire normally, but that's okay. Ooh, okay, I like that. I'll take that.
Okay.
So base damage is 10.
Okay. All right. So between those two shots, he's not looking great, but he's moving on out. I assume the Wookiee is gone right now, correct?
Yeah, I think he wanted to go and close and try and hit him again.
Well, he'd only basically catch up with him, so we'll just assume he does that for right now. Which then he flags. I'm going to try to get the hell out of here. He's going to try to maneuver out of range and then try to stealth to try to lead you guys through the streets. So we're gonna do a.
Yeah, as long as I can get as long as he's still within long, I can still shoot at him.
Right, but he's trying to get out of the main thoroughfare and try to hide.
Yeah, he's gonna try and duck down an alley, I'm assuming.
Yeah, exactly. So
I'm back.
Right on. So we assumed the Wookiee was going to try to close the distance with him to try to hit him with his vibroax. Was that incorrect?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Unless I would get in the way of the field of fire of the Trandoshan, in which case I would just draw my bowcaster and fire on the following turn.
Okay. It will, if you engage him, it will be more difficult to shoot at him. So there will be that. Would that prevent Ravaka from attacking? Okay.
Yeah, he is tactically minded, so he would drop his vibroax and draw his bowcaster and fire the following turn, I would imagine.
Okay. Right. So yeah, you get out, you draw the bowcaster, and you're out to at least take a pot shot at this guy. Though he's going to try to disappear into what little streets of Mashuda there are. Why don't you both give me either a streetwise or perception to stay on top of him?
Okay.
I'll give that's perception for I think the Wookiee.
I have streetwise
The
1
Wookiee's still
and
got him.
perception
What
1,
about
so either
crap?
one.
Oh, crass.
Any difficulty or just
Oh, man, I am terrible with these difficulty dice. It is a 2 difficulty.
Okay. Nope. I got nothing.
Oh.
Did I get anything?
Yeah, I just re-rolled them. He doesn't do such a great job of ducking through an alleyway, though Krass can't seem to see him in the night, while the Wookiee still seems to have a bead on him. Although you don't really, you're starting to lose him as he's getting further into Mos Shuda, but you at least have the general idea of where he's going. But he'll have cover at this point as he's moving through the streets or moving through the buildings. But you have an idea of where he's going.
I do or I don't?
You do. You do.
Okay.
So at this point, he's still effectively at medium. What would Krass like to do?
Try to close on to short and shoot again.
Okay. All right, I'll just take you a turn to do that, and go ahead and give me a shot with a setback die, and it is average difficulty.
Okay. I'm not going to use auto fire this time, so. Wow. Okay. I'm going to use that triumph.
All right. What would you like to have happen?
I think I'm going to trigger the critical on my weapon.
Okay.
So just roll percentile. Is that how this works?
Yeah. Of course, I don't have the crit table up.
15 is sudden jolt. Target drops whatever is in his hand.
Okay. Which sadly wasn't anything.
And then I guess I have base damage again is 10.
Okay. All right. What would the Wookiee like to do?
Take a shot.
Okay. What's his?
Close in if you can.
Let's see. His ranged attack is what again?
Ranged heavy 1.
What's your agility?
The agility is 3.
All right. So you miss him, but you get 3 advantage, and you can just spend advantage in different ways. You can add boost die to yourself with 2. You could give a boost die to Crash the next turn. With 3 advantage, you can kind of do actually different things. But does any of that sound relatively appealing?
Yeah, since I have 3, I could give 1 to me and 1 to him, right?
I believe so.
Or is it only 1?
Or you could give 1 yourself and give a setback die to.
So you can.
Right, you either give 1 to yourself, 1 to him, or setback die to Fleck.
Yeah.
Well, he already has the 1 advantage. Or the
No, I believe
triumph,
you can
whatever.
spend as much advantage as you got. So you can just do, like I said, the boost to.
So you can
I'll give a boost to myself and a setback to the other guy then.
Okay.
Okay, that sounds good. So your next attack will have a boost, and then the setback is you didn't hit him, but your fire kind of, off the plaster of these, dome settlements and gets into his eyes, and it's making him harder for him to move around as you guys keep following him through the streets here. He seems to be trying to make his way towards the shanty towns. He's going to, since ducking out of the way is not working, and he needs to just get the distance from you guys, he's going to try to do a full-out run, which I believe doubles his movement or something crazy. I can't remember now.
Should put him at long, right?
I think he just gives him an extra 1.
Oh, okay.
I can't quite remember now. So, yeah, we'll just go with that for right now. He'll spend the extra strain and get to an extreme distance at this point, and is making his way there. You guys are following after him, so it's not like you don't know where he's going, as there isn't a lot of places to hide in Mos Judah. It's not like alleyways are everywhere, or streets are made in any kind of uniform direction. But he is slowly getting away from you now that he's just kind of heading to a full-out run.
Okay.
What would you two like to do?
I'm still taking a shot at him.
To another PC. Who would like to go first?
Yeah, I'm gonna close to long again. I'm gonna close to long and
Jason,
fire. Yeah.
Yep, same here.
Okay.
So I'm gonna auto fire again. Hopefully I can get 2 shots. I hit him.
Okay. Another base 10.
Another base 10.
Okay. Okay. So you've been plinking shots at this guy, and he's reasonably armored and is not a wayfish fellow. So he's been taking the hits, but at this point he's looking a lot worse for wear. The scorch marks across his back from taking so many blaster shots is starting to wear on him as he's moving through the streets. Go ahead and the Wookiee's going to take a similar shot, I assume.
Yeah.
One of these days I'm going to remember how to do this.
So
Okay.
just making sure.
So, he manages to hit with 2 extra damage on his bowcaster.
Yep.
I'm sorry?
The bowcaster. Crap, where did I put that? I said, yeah, I'm looking up the damage on it real quick.
It's 10.
Oh, well, there we go.
So 12? Is that 12 total?
Yeah.
Do you have an advantage?
I had one
He
from
does
last
not
turn, I
with those
think.
threat from his base. Yeah, I added the boost in there.
Well, I just meant on this turn because you could activate knockdown.
Yeah, again, I forgot the difficulty dice, so it's 2 separate rolls. So those 2 threat that are on the second level cancel out those advantage, and the boost die is where it got him those advantage. The fortunate thing is as he's trying to cross the rope bridge over to Shantytown, as the Shantytown is on a kind of smaller mesas where Moss Shoot is on a much larger mesa up and over, as he's trying to run across one of the major rope bridge over to the Shantytown, Ravaka hits him in the back again with the green bowcaster bolt fire, and he drops on the bridge and kind of slides a little bit and just doesn't seem to move.
I will hurry over to make sure he doesn't fall off the bridge, though. I don't want that to happen.
As you guys are making your way over to the bridge, there is a group of twin Sunners, the Swoop Bike Gang. They seem to be in Shantytown as you guys are coming over to the bridge. They're on the opposite side, and there's at least 10 of them on the opposite side, and they seem to be running towards you guys. One of them is even on a swoop heading straight for the bridge.
I yell at Ravaka to leave him on the bridge, and I'm going to fire at the bridge supports and try to destroy the bridge.
Holy crap.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a roll. We'll call that an average difficulty, but because it's such a particular shot, I'm going to add a 2 setback die.
Okay, I'm going to spend the one destiny die we have to upgrade to 3 yellow.
Go for it. All right. So you don't shoot out the bridge, but you get 2 advantage. What would you like to do with those advantage?
That's a good question. I guess I'm going to give him to Ravaka for whatever his next action is. So
Okay.
give you 1 boost die.
So,
Actually, 2 boost die.
am I to understand here that
it takes 2 to give him the 1.
Am I to understand correctly here that the idea is we don't want those swoop guys getting at us?
Yeah, Twin Suns are the guys we're supposed to be operating against.
All right, I'll take a shot on the guy on the swoop that's heading towards us.
Okay.
Unless he's heading at the bridge and not towards us, in which case I'll just fire at the bridge too.
He was going to drive across the bridge.
So it looks like he's coming at us.
Yeah, it looks like they're all charging the bridge to come after us.
Then
he's
by all
going to cross
means,
the bridge.
then I will cock my bowcaster and blast him in his face.
Okay. All right. Okay. So we got 2 advantage. So you don't hit him, but you do get some more advantage. Would you like to do anything in particular with the advantage?
I get how much more advantage?
You just have 2 advantage. You miss him, unfortunately, but you have 2 advantage.
I will give them a setback then. Or 2 setback, as the case may be.
Yeah, just the 1. It's not a 1-for-1 thing.
Okay, I'll give them a setback die then.
So you give them a setback die as you shoot at him, and you, in doing so, manage to break his concentration enough where it's going to be difficult to pilot across the bridge. So let's do that roll now. Okay. So he makes it across the bridge, though with that 2 threat, he injures the individual he's trying to end up saving. So he ends up injuring the guy on the bridge a little bit as he goes over him.
You know, I've been forgetting to add barrage.
I just made a run over the guy.
I'm sorry? I know you've been forgetting a barrage. What did you say, Jeremy?
He ended up injuring the guy that we already shot.
Yeah. He was trying to hop over him like a pro, but it didn't work, and he ended up just kind of going over him.
If it matters, he should have 3 extra damage on him.
These swoop bikers seem at least practice at going across this bridge at high velocity.
Yeah, so if it matters, he should have 3 extra damage from
At this
barrage.
point, it's a little moot, but...
Okay. So this biker's here with us now?
So he's even more humped up, but the swoop biker is like on top of you, and he's going to ram you with his swoop bike, which will go poorly for either of you. What would you like to do?
Get the hell out the way.
He doesn't seem to have picked a target yet, but he's coming across the bridge, and he doesn't seem to be slowing.
I'm gonna take a grenade and throw it at the bridge.
Okay. Well, he's effectively across it at this point, so...
I'm worried about the 9 other guys behind him.
All right. Just point of clarification. So, punk, go ahead and give me, I believe that's range light.
Yep.
Average difficulty.
Average?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So you throw the grenade, boom, and you manage to funk up the bridge enough where coming across it on foot or swoop would be suicidal. All right. Ravaka?
Getting out of the way and hopefully behind something sturdy like a low wall or an alley or something like that so that this guy has a harder time trying to run me over.
Okay. So you get out of the way and are taking cover while Crass is bravely standing off against the swoop bike as he had tossed the grenade up and over Ganger and managed to destroy the the rope bridge. So you get out of the way and give the swoop Ganger a target to pick, and that is the individual he is going after.
Taking it like a lizard.
Taking it like a man. I'm sorry, like a lizard, you're right. I'm going to upgrade one of my dice to make sure I really hit the lizard.
Of course you are.
Alright. Wow, look at that.
I'll take it.
So, it doesn't get any successes, but it was 3 advantage, so apparently Crass's timing of the grenade was just so that as much as it wasn't going to hit this guy on the swoop bike, the blast back from the frag grenade and the rope seemed to have thrown the guy enough where he turns and tries to skid into Crass, but it just doesn't work. He doesn't peel out with his 3 advantages. He sets himself up in so much that he can come around rather nicely and try to ram either of you again. But he certainly misses this turn. We'll go with the same initiative round, so another PC.
I will try to shoot him again.
Okay. All right. So with 2 successes and 2 advantage, you managed to shoot the swoop ganger. He, however, is not nearly that robust, and as you shoot him, the swoop is coming straight at the Wookiee, and the swoop ganger goes flying off of the bike. Now, at this point, the Wookiee has done a masterful job of killing the swoop bike minion off of it. But of course, now the swoop bike has no one controlling it, and it's going at high velocity.
Awesome.
It's careening directly towards the Wookiee, and he just took his action. So, Crass, you watch as the swoop bike is careening towards the Wookiee as the Wookiee had just killed the guy who was coming back around for another pass. What would you like to do?
I'll knock the Wookiee out of the way.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an athletics check to get it done fast enough so you guys don't get hit by the swoop.
Or that's Braun, right?
Yeah.
Average or higher?
Average is fine since you're right next to him. Okay. So with 2 successes and an advantage, the Wookiee, from behind his cover after he took out the swoop ganger, he was kind of watching in horror as the swoop bike itself comes careening towards him and it leaps up and is going to slam down on top of him as Crass knocks him out of the way, and the swoop bike comes down hard, and there's a minor pop and explosion as it takes out a small side settlement that was near the rope bridge, and huge explosion, the building's on fire, and you two kind of roll out of the way, and you guys can hear more swoops in the distance kind of kicking off in a large kind of grouping, boom, 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 boom. And you know there's another bridge to the shanty town, so they're probably taking a long way to get to you guys.
They got to find us first.
Well, there's only two bridges, so they're pretty fast. They'll get to you guys pretty fast. What would you guys like to do?
Get the hell out of Dodge.
Go back to Mashuda and try to blend in.
Yep.
So you guys head back into the general populace of Mashuda. The problem is it's nighttime, and there really isn't any traffic, so you're going to try to duck in and try to hide. So give me either streetwise or stealth rolls.
All right, streetwise.
Call that average.
I streetwise one.
I got nothing, so 2 dice no matter what I roll.
Go ahead and give me just an average roll. Okay, so you guys are trying to blend your way back in. You guys aren't exactly the most subtle of 2 individuals, being almost 7 foot tall, both of you, and kind of tall and lanky, carrying large weaponry. Raviak, I can't even say it right, manages to find some shadows that are just right for him, and he steps into them as Kraus kind of keeps going. Kraus is having a difficult time trying to find a hiding spot as these swoop gangers show up.
If I have a hiding spot, I'll yank them into mine with me.
Okay. So as Kraus is kind of looking around and trying to find a spot to hide, the Wookiee grabs him and hides him as these swoop gangers kind of roll through, and they're going far too fast, and they just don't have any real light, and so they're just kind of zooming around Mashuda trying to look for y'all, and they just can't really seem to manage it. They stay together, and they manage to make quick work of it, but they just can't seem to find you. So they after a few minutes, head back to wherever they came from. But for those few minutes, the Moss Shuda night air is just full of these swoop bikes as they just spin and go around the settlement looking for you both.
Yep, I will stay down and stay quiet.
Okay.
Is it clear to us that Flax called these guys, or do we think it's just because we roughed up the salvage owner?
You guys weren't being quiet. There was a lot of gunfire, but it does seem a little, serendipitous for them to show up as Flex is running towards them.
So that's definitely why he had no interest in, well, leaning on the guy. He just wanted to beat the shit out of him to deny Vermilion a source of income.
Do we think we can get back to that shopkeeper?
Yeah. I mean, they're gone now, so you guys make your way back without too much trouble.
Okay.
I think I'm
wanna
still alive.
Yeah, I want to see if we can give this guy medical.
Yeah, he's still unconscious, but you could give him some medical attention with impact, and that would help him out.
Yeah, I don't have any of those.
Okay.
And neither. I will pick up my comlink and see if the line is still open.
It would have closed.
Okay. I'll put it back in my pocket.
What would you two like to do? You're standing in Warren's shop. It was still open. There does seem to be some things missing in the initial area, like the front area, but that's about it.
Is my vibroaxe still there?
Yes.
Good.
I assumed you took that with you. Did you not?
I dropped it when I took out the bowcaster, but if I had a chance to grab it when I ran, I would have grabbed it. It's up to you.
We'll say you did. That's too valuable for you not to. Otherwise, it would not be there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was. That's probably on my back then right now.
Yeah, that's not a problem. It's fine. But what would you like to do with Warren? He's still a heap of nothing.
I'm gonna call somebody that we know that we work with to bring a stim patch over, or a med pack.
Okay. So you call someone the Aquilish that work for Vermilion, and they, a group of 4 of them will come over, and they'll bring some stim packs. They'll bring one for all of you. So if you don't need it, you can have one.
Okay.
But they'll put a stim pack on Vorn and get him up, and he's like, what happened? What's going on? What happened?
Oh, he can see my friendly shining face when he wakes up.
Crash will chime up. We saved you from death.
That's what I was gonna. The Flex. You were with Flex. Why were you doing this? Why were you doing this?
We have a business proposition for you, if he understands Wookiee.
Yeah. What? A business proposition?
Yep. Since we saved your life, you're going to work with us and with Vermilion.
Vermilion? What about Timo? Why can't Timo kill me?
We can unsave you just as easily.
Okay, fine. Fine. We'll talk to Vermilion. We'll work something out. I can't just blow off Timo though.
He'll protect you.
Yeah, we got it.
Go ahead and give me a charm check. Who would like to do that?
Crass can do that because I don't have charm.
Or a coercion if you're being more mean about it, I suppose.
Neither do I.
Do you have coercion?
I got no social skills.
Yeah, I don't have any coercion either.
So
I
someone has
guess
to lead
presence.
either with charm or coercion.
I will lead, sure.
You can
Two
throw my
disadvantage.
presence in there.
So you're boosting them, alright. And you said 2?
Yeah.
Oh, 2 disadvantage. Did you take your boost die? Go. Take
I
your
did
boost die real quick. Just have a boost die at the end. See if you get anything, Chris. Nothing. Alright. It's like, Timo, you can't protect me from Timo. He kicks up the Java. How this is like? How is Vermilion going to do any of this? This is not even really Timo's. This is all Java's.
I look at Rivaga and say, call Vermilion.
Yeah, I'll call Vermilion. I'll let him know he was betrayed by the Aqualition, that he needs to come down here and personally assure this junk shop owner that we've got his best protection in our best interest at our heart here.
Okay. Well, you get one of his aides, and they communicate that to him, and eventually you get a kind of a calm back that the Aqualicious and you were supposed to collect Vorn, close up the shop, and bring him to the last drop.
Then that's what we'll do.
All right, we collect Vorn.
Yep.
I will use loose wires to tie his hands together if needed.
So you guys kind of head out. Okay. You guys bind him up, pick him up, and head back to the last drop. At this point, the party's really pretty much over. There's only a few stragglers, a few people passed out at the bar. You guys come on in, bring in the kind of dazed Vorn. The Aqualish is once depositing Vorn at a table near the kind of VIP section. Two of them hang around and another two leave. And Vermilion kind of looks him over and then looks at you two and says, "So Flex went crazy and is working with the twin sons? What happened?"
Yeah, that's essentially what happened.
He tried to kill Vorn. We stopped him.
Huh. And you weren't able to really speak to Vorn before all this happened? I have that part right as well.
We tried. The Aqualish would not stop battering him.
He kind of goes over to Vorn and goes, Vorn! Vorn! He kind of slaps him a couple times. Are you alright, Vorn? Vorn's like, I'm feeling great. I can't think. Like, it'll be alright, Vorn. We'll get you taken care of. And he kind of gestures, and the two Oculists that had stuck around kind of pick him up unceremoniously and take him into the back. I guess I'll speak with him when he's feeling a little bit better about his new business partners. But at least for the time being, I want you both to take this, and he gives you $750. A little extra for the trouble.
Thank you.
I think for right now, it's probably best for you boys to just lay low until I can figure out our next move, given Flex's betrayal. I was not expecting that. I had always known him to be duplicitous, but I thought I had bought his loyalty better than that. Neither here nor there. You are both welcome for another few drinks, but I would probably get back to wherever you're staying and keep quiet for a little while.
I could do that.
Grass looks at Ravaka and says, "Nice working with you, Hairball," and walks out.
I grumble something that sounds like thanks, but probably isn't.
Okay. So you two leave for that evening and head on back to your places of residency, probably these little hovels that you can barely afford. The next day or so goes by without much trouble. I assume you guys lay low, or do you guys keep to your normal process or normal procedures?
I lay low.
Crass.
No,
Do you
he
believe in laying low?
does his normal stuff.
Are you scared of the Twin Sunners?
I'll be right back, guys. Be right back.
Grass has grenades and a heavy.
Not afraid of them.
He's not scared.
So, sure. He's not scared, alright. So, Crass is just kind of going about his daily business, and Mos Shuda is a pretty quiet place unless you're engaging in any kind of real business. There's not really much going on. So he kind of probably meanders from like the last drop to just going to occupy his time to perhaps doing some light hunting out in the deserts. Whatever, practicing, keeping up on his skills, whatever he does in his free time in that way. As he's doing these events, kind of activities, he notices that he's watched at least the first day by Twin Sunners. They kind of keep their distance, and if he looks like he's going to engage them or do anything, they'll hop on their swoops, or they really don't get off them so much as just kind of park and watch him. And if he seems like he's going to shoot or do anything untowards, they just take off. And they seem to watch him for the better part of a day. Does Crass do anything in particular, say anything in particular?
He'll try and approach one of them at one point and just ask him what their deal is.
Okay. They wouldn't really let him get close. Are you going to try to find them outside of these moments, or is it just trying to approach one of these gangers that are watching him?
After he notices this, he'll probably make a, I don't know if it's a knowledge underworld or streetwise roll or whatever you want to call it, to ask around about why they're watching him.
Yeah, knowledge streetwise would probably be the better one.
Okay.
And you can take a boost since you're with Vermilion, so people will talk to you.
Oh, I gotta roll the difficulty, huh?
Right, and we'll just call that average.
Alright, so 2 disadvantage, 2 hits.
Okay. So you find out that they're not happy with you. That's not too surprising. You know that Flex is apparently still alive and out for your guys' blood, but with the 2 threat, you can tell that Art, and you've managed to piss off the Twin Suns. So as much as you get the information, it's you wandering around and talking to people, kind of managed to I don't know how to describe it. What little clout you had with the town is kind of wearing away, so no one really wants to deal or talk with you right now because you're too dangerous of an individual to be seen with.
Okay.
But they seem to be out for you, and Flex is still kind of up and running and going for you. Now the Twin Suns are out of the shanty town. That's where their base is.
So we can assume Flex is still there.
Yeah, he's probably there. No one knows really where he is, but people have seen him and heard that that's what he's out for. Did you have any other particular questions with successes?
Not really. Well, I guess the only other thing I'd want to know is like how many Twin Suns are there roughly? We're talking dozens. We're talking.
It's more than 10, but under 20.
Okay.
And you know that their base is just in the opposite, kind of in the main thoroughfare of the shanty town. It's an old slag work warehouse that they've kind of converted.
Okay.
They would have fixed the roof bridge as well.
I think I'm going to end up going out and buying some stim packs.
Okay.
You said we can take 1 from before, right?
Yeah, they would have given you one.
Okay. Just trying to find how much they are.
I think they're 25 a pop. What is the Wookiee doing?
The Wookiee would be assisting, I guess, in whatever way he could. Probably something along the lines of sticking together or staying with Vermilion's crew. Not being caught alone, as it were.
Okay. So you two are sticking together as he's, I guess, doing this asking around, and you get the same kind of feeling from people. The second day, as you two are trying to drum up either some more information about their general plans, try to confirm the actual condition of Flex, what kind of state he's in, I need you both to make vigilance checks.
What's that, presence, or...
I believe that's willpower, I think. Is it willpower? Or is it intelligence? I can never remember.
It's willpower.
Okay. So that's 2, I believe, for you.
Yeah, there's 2.
I remember it. Average difficulty. What'd you get, Chris?
A hit.
All right. So you are not surprised as these swoop gangers, as you guys have been moving around, they've kind of gotten a sense of your patterns. And as you guys are heading back to Karas's place or Ravaka's place, it's inconsequential. As you guys are coming back, they jump you guys from an alleyway. There is 12 of them. They are in 3 separate groups of minions, 4 each, and they're surrounding you. They are not particularly well equipped. Some of them have melee weapons, some of them have blasters, but they are surrounding you two. What would you like to do?
How many have blasters?
We'll say half.
And they're drawn at us?
Mm-hmm.
I will. I will mouth off and say, if Flax wants to fight us, let him come himself. This is not honorable.
One of the street thugs, one of them that seems to be approaching you two at the front, says, "Oh, this ain't about honor. This is about getting rid of a problem."
All right. Quit drawing my blaster rifle. And
Okay.
one maneuver, I want to pull out a grenade.
Okay. Fair enough. So you got a grenade out. You've incidentally quick drawn your gun. So you got a grenade in one hand and the gun in the other.
My last action will be to throw the grenade at one of the groups.
Okay. Go ahead and give me that roll. Then we'll get more of an initiative roll here. Uh-oh.
That's not good.
Not usually. So you tink the grenade, toss it. You don't end up going a little far, and it hits the side of another kind of like a vendor, like a moisture vendor's kiosk, and boom! It goes up, sending shrapnel and the sandcrete dust that they make most of the buildings out of here everywhere. This big explosion. With the one threat, we'll say the fog kind of gets in your eyes, but it doesn't actually really, that's enough to give you anything. So That will be that. So let's go ahead and make some cool checks as we go into our initiative now.
It's 2 dice for me. I think.
Yeah, it's your presence.
That's hilarious. So A will go 2 PCs and then the NPCs again. Who would like to go first?
Are they close enough to engage in melee?
Yes. Yes.
I will hit the nearest guy with the blaster with my axe because who wants to live forever?
It's true. So you go after one of the minion groups. That is do. All right. So you hit. How much damage is that? You hit with 1 extra.
So that would be 8.
Okay. All right. So you swing into that minion group, and with a nice swing up and over, you cleft some of these guys in twain. Crass, what would you like to do?
I'm an auto fire.
All right.
One
Go
of
for
these
your auto
days
fire.
I'll actually get advantage.
I think that's gonna fuck some people up.
That'll do it. I will trigger auto fire and roll again with my triumph. Okay. Do I have any? So I get 2 advantage on this last roll.
Mm-hmm.
Do I gain any advantage on the triumph other than triggering it? Because technically it's 2 to trigger auto fire.
Right. So you use the triumph to trigger the auto fire again for the second one. Isn't that what you did?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So it's a hit on the first dude, or are you gonna move it around a little?
No, I'll hit the first one, and then I'm gonna give. You know what? I'll aim roughly at the same minion group he's engaging in, I guess, and give him a bonus die on his next melee attack.
Okay. So he has a boost.
So it's 13 damage or 14 damage.
That minion group pretty much dies. Between him clefting it in twain, although we should have upgraded if we were shooting the same one.
Oh, I'm just looking for something to do with the 2 advantage. I can give it to him. Is what I'm trying to do.
Oh, I see. So fair enough. Would you so you shoot into a different group then, is what you're saying? Then?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they get 14 damage.
Yeah, they're pretty much dead practically. There's one small guy. There's one little guy left. The only reason why he survived is all the much taller, wider guys he was standing behind who ended up being flesh shields for him. So one minion group is practically wiped out, while the other melee group is only has a few combatants left, and there's just another group kind of closing in. And they're going to go after the guy who auto-fired. That seems like a good idea. So, I'm going to do this to be a super douche. An upgrade. So I'm going to hurt you. I'm going to get you.
Ooh. Okay.
So, let's see. We're going to crit.
Roll black die, by the way.
Oh, sure. I keep.
1 defense.
Okay. So, we'll hit. We're going to do a damage of. Let's see. So that's 7 damage. I'm not even sure that gets through your soak. And let's do a percentile. Do you have the crit chart right there, Chris?
Yeah, I can. Hold on.
Thank you. So I could probably get to it too. I thought you had it like on I don't have our Game Master Shield.
Hold on. I'm right there. What did you need? 76? 76 is overpowered. Target leaves himself open, and the company immediately.
Yeah, 76.
You can attack again. So,
Oh, yeah, attack again. Huh? Okay, I didn't hear that last part. Okay.
and the benefit is you can use the same exact pool you just used.
Alright, so that's 7, and then with that one again, that's going to be another 7, and we'll roll another crit.
Jesus. Same thing, you get to attack again.
Okay, and that one's only a 6, so you take 7, 7, 6.
Okay, so for the first one, that's 3. 3, 3, 2. So I take, was that 8 wounds?
So between this one seems to have a little bit more blasters in it, so they light up Kranis, and a few of them are trying to slash at him with some vibro knives and truncheons. So it's back up at the top again. So 2 PCs, whoever would like to go first.
I'll cut the next guy like a angry gangster.
Okay, go for it.
You get a boost die, so.
All right, I gotta do it for me. Boost. So you got 1 failure and 5 advantage.
Wow.
Yeah. So you miss, but you have 5 advantage. So they just kind of, after you swing in into them, they're starting to predict your movements and kind of backing away. What would you like to do with the 5 advantage? You could do a lot of craziness with it.
What other kind of things can I do with it?
With 5, you can ignore their defensive bonuses next round. That'll take up 3. You can gain 1 to melee defense until the end of your turn.
Alright, with 3, you can do that. That's true.
You can force them to drop their weapons.
I'll force the ones with blasters to drop their weapons.
You can also, for 2 that you have remaining, you can give them a black die, or you can give me 2 blue die, or yourself 1 blue die.
I'll give you the blue die.
Okay. So you still have 3 remaining, so you can try to. So you're gonna try to get them to drop their weapons.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that.
All right.
So, you were attacking the ones with the melee, not so much the ones with the range, though.
No, that's fine.
With 3 advantage, you rush at a few of them, and they drop their melee weapons. And then, what were you doing with the other 2 or 1?
Giving the blue dice to him.
Okay. Alright.
Alright. So I'm gonna. How many white side die do we have, or white force do we have left?
Oh, do you not see him up there? It's 2.
2. All right. I'm gonna use one of those. I'm gonna auto fire again.
You don't see him above the dice?
It's because I exited, re-entered. That's all.
Oh, I see. Okay. That's not so great.
Nope. On 3, I'm gonna force the guys that are facing me to drop their blasters.
Okay. So your gunfire, you shoot at them, and they basically panic and drop some of their weapons as well. Alright, drop their weapons. Dropped.
Now their turn, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Well, so, given the fact that one group is nearly dead, and his weapons have dropped. The range have nearly dropped all their stuff, and the one melee group is also gone. The Let's see, the remaining melee group is going to flee. And then I guess the melee and the ranged, well, the ranged people are going to spend their maneuver to withdraw back one and pick up their weapons, and then the remaining melee will engage the Wookiee. That's basically that at this point. Okay. Oops. Okay. So they do not hit the Wookiee and only get an advantage. So they'll give the range guys a better shot on the Wookiee as they swarm on them the next time, I guess. So now it's 2 PCs again.
Well, the nearest melee group I will try to disperse with my handy vibro axe.
Okay. So that would be a single failure, so that would be nothing on that one. And no advantage. So what would Crass like to do? Crass.
Gibby.
Try an auto fire again. I mean.
Alright.
That'll do it.
Yep, that will definitely do it.
I will use the Triumph to activate it.
Go for it.
No, second shot misses. So, hit the first shot. So they get 12.
So, the auto fire lays into the ranged group of minions, and you manage to take out a few more. At this point, there is only two individuals left, with the one last melee guy running. So these two will run as well. They'll scream back as sedatives, "We'll get you! You won't see the last of the twin sons!"
Crash will just say, yeah, whatever.
So the rest of the day, besides the slight ambush, goes out without a hitch. Once Mr. Vermilion hears of the ambush, he asks you both to come in for a bit of a sit down and talk about what's going on.
Okay.
You both head on into the meeting. At this point, he's meeting you at the Desert Survey office, another business in which he owns. And you both head into the office itself. The receptionist, the robo-receptionist, sends you back in to his office, and Mr. Vermilion is sitting at a very plain desk in a very drab room full of all sorts of papers stacked on each other, and he gestures for you both to sit down as you enter.
Okay.
So I hear there was an attack. What happened?
Well, we were on our way back from doing the rounds, and we were surrounded by the Twin Sunners.
Flax is still alive.
All right. Well, I think this is only going to go on for so long. So what I'm going to do is just end it now and take out Timo's thugs before they get any other wilder ideas. I've managed to recruit some off-world mercenaries to kind of bolster our forces, as it's only a matter of time before Timo sends out his own personal retinue to deal with this little problem. But until then, we need to take out what passes for his little thug army. So I'm sending some of these mercenaries and yourselves, and you're just gonna take out those twin sons. Go right and hit them at their hideout.
Sounds good.
Sounds good to me. Get it out the way.
This little endeavor will get you a nice cold, cool 1,000 creds. I don't anticipate too much trouble, as so far you've basically been dealing with them quite handily. This should be a blue milk run once you have all these mercenaries at your side. Just want you to take them and wipe them out right now. Don't wait anymore. Make sure they're dead before the twin suns set.
Works for me.
Grass nods.
So he kind of gestures. You guys get up, leave together. You head to the last drop, and there you meet these a fair amount of Aqualish and general pirate relative scum that kind of drift in and out of the ports. It's you have 15 minions of your own, street thugs that you're going to be taking to take out their operation. As you're getting introduced, Vermilion says, "I don't really care how you do it. Just make sure there's no one left alive." I'll be putting you both in charge of these individuals, so make sure that everything gets done right.
All right. The only thing I want to know is I get my wound back for resting overnight, right?
Yeah, you'd get two.
Okay.
Okay. So, you guys will get geared up, get introduced to your boys, as they were, and you guys make your way over to the shanty town. And the rope bridge in question that was destroyed a couple days ago has been repaired, and you all just head on over. The shanty town itself is, much as it is described, makeshift parts left over from the slag works that people have turned into hovels. Everything's kind of cobbled together, and the only real significant structure on this largest mesa is what seems to be a like a storehouse or a power node for the slag works across the way. It's got the Twin Suns symbol on it on the front door. There are various number of swoop bikes parked outside. There does not seem to be anyone watching the door.
Okay. I look at Rebecca and ask, how do you want to do this?
Let's go around the side.
Do you want to send the minions around the side, and we just spray anybody who comes out the front?
Yeah, we could do it that way.
Or do you want to do the opposite? We go on this side and have the minions just lay down fire.
Well, I like the frontal assault idea.
Okay. So we motion for the minions to go kick in the back door and side doors.
Okay. So you set up the minions so that they're gonna try to breach the side and back doors as you guys just kind of head into the front. Is there any? So you guys just gonna come at the building and just try to get in?
Pretty much.
Okay. So you guys try to come at the building and kind of get in. The front door is wide open, so you guys run into the front without any problem. The the warehouse is designed to repair droids that work on the factory floor and to store the random parts necessary for them. So the storehouse is reasonably sizable and has a pretty vaulted ceiling, as they have all sorts of storage lined against the walls. As you two run in, the main area has been converted into, a makeshift nightclub, as there are these kind of random chairs and tables placed everywhere. This kind of haphazard bar that's been made out of put together slag work. And there are these twin sunners that are all just kind of sitting around, joking, laughing, doing spice, drinking whiskey. And as you guys just kind of barge in, it's like the record skips, the cantina music stops, and they all just kind of turn and look at you. As you can hear, like the back door and the side doors attempting to be breached, but they seem to be locked.
At this point, I just I ask, "Where's Flax?"
Someone stands up, a Zabrak. His horns, certain places where his horns are, they're broken off, as he's seen a lot of combat, and he wanders over to Crass with very, very little regard for the gun being pointed at him or the blaster being pointed at him. Say, Flax isn't here.
I just shoot him.
Fair enough. You just like.
I don't have time for this.
It's like, and you basically shoot him dead cold for having brass cojones the size of Coruscant. So you shoot him, and he takes a couple shots and falls back to the ground.
At which point I ask again, "Where's Flax?" If I get the opportunity.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a coercion roll. You can take a boost die for your minions and show a force.
And 2 threat.
All right. So you say, "Where's?" And you kind of knock this guy down and say, "Where's Flax?" And they all just draw blasters. And the guy from the ground is like I said, as he draws a weapon, "He's not here. Maybe it's best you do the same." At this point, the side door opens, and that group of minions manages to come in. And as that happens, they kind of turn and open fire at those minions as they move into the side door. Since it's getting a little late, I'm going to narrate the combat.
Sure.
The side group comes in, and as they begin to get gunned down, what would you guys like to do as the attention of the Twin Sunners is kind of turned to your minions coming in?
Blast them when they're not looking.
Okay.
I'll agree to that.
All right. So you two open fire on the Twin Sunners as the minions kind of come in. The exchange of blaster fire gets hot and heavy as the storeroom is just full of these whizzing blaster bolts. Everyone attempts to take cover as minions and Twin Sunners alike are cut down. You both are making some reasonable headway with the Twin Sunners. They seem to be caught off guard, slightly inebriated, so they're not at their top game. And as that happens, the back group finally manages to get in themselves. And when that happens, the tide turns for your group. What would you like to do as the twin Sunners that are remaining will throw down the weapons and try to surrender?
I ask once again, where's Flax?
And one of them says, Flax is with Timo.
I look at Rayvaka and say, get Vermilion on the phone or on the comm link.
Yeah, I'll call him up.
You get Vermilion. Yes, Ravaka, what's happening? Is it done?
He's with Tivo.
Who's with Timo?
Timo, yeah.
Who's with Timo?
Flaskis. He's not
All right.
here.
Is it done?
It's done here.
All right. Well, then just come back, finish it, take anything there that you'd like for your own, split it amongst the men that's there, and just give them back.
Okay. Crass cold-bloodedly murders the remainder.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. As that happens, the street thugs, they begin to ransack the Twin Sun, the base. The swoop bikes get claimed pretty quick, and a lot of the spice and drugs get claimed pretty quick. But you guys can manage to get at least a good 300 credits worth of spare stuff lying about.
Okay.
It's like, oop, there's some credits. Oop, there's some credits.
All right.
But otherwise, you guys finish them off and leave the warehouse. You guys managed to get back to the last drop, and have a few drinks, and Vermilion will show up within a few moments, and you guys will just kind of give him the basic rundown of what happened, I assume. Do you edit anything? Just kind of say what happened?
I give him the straight.
Yeah. There's no reason to lie. I don't think we did anything bad. So.
Okay. So you kind of tell him what's going on, tell him what happens. Goes, all right. Well, at least Twin Suns aren't really a factor anymore. It's only probably a matter of time before Timo shows his hand in what he'd like to do, what his response to all this is. But I had chosen this time in particular as it seems that Timo's interest the last few months has been internal. He hasn't been spending as much time negotiating and interacting with many of the businessmen through Mosshoot as he normally does. So I thought this was the best time to strike, as he seems preoccupied. But it's only a matter of time before he does give some sort of response.
We can go after him if you'd like.
Well, I don't think we got the resources to take Timo's palace on right at the moment, but I don't think he's got enough people to strike at us safely. So we at least have that. It's probably best for the time being you either stay here at the last drop or maybe the Moisture Farmers Consortium. Those places are better protected.
Understood. We'll lay low.
Yep. Moisture Farm sounds good.
So he sets you up with some basic cots and shows you where the refresher is and the consortium offices, and the desert surveyor and all those things closed down for renovations and for private business as Mosshoot gets embroiled in a mob war. And I think at least for tonight, I think that's where we'll end it.
Okay.
Oh, look at us. Starting mob wars and stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're not more talkative characters, but should first ask questions later.
It's fine.
Yeah.
You both can have 12 experience points first night, as
Okay.
you guys pretty much figured out what was happening without a lot of prompting.
Okay.
The next game would either be the 26th or the 3rd. Do either of those dates work for you guys?
26th is fine with me. It's 2 days after my birthday.
Yeah, I can do the 26th. I can't do the 3rd.
Okay. Well, I guess that is.
I'm going to the beer fest and will probably be fairly inebriated.
Right. Yes, you'll be stumbling around and it's not going to work out so well. All right, so we'll go with the 26th for the time being. If you have any questions or particularities for me, let me know. My initial planning set up for how to bring about the life debt changed a little bit, and I didn't really hear the Wookiee offer up the life debt after the Trandoshan clearly saved his life, so we can push that off to the next adventure.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, I was going to say something about that, but I wasn't sure if you were done with the prologue or not. Because after he had his ass not smeared across the ground, he would have said, God, I can't believe I owe a Trandoshan a life debt.
Well, I think it's fine, that the Wookiee wouldn't necessarily give it to the Trandoshan right away. That was serendipitous or what have you. It's fine. We won't worry about it. But it'll be something we'll need to shoot for the next game.
That works.
Well, it could also be a thing where you don't necessarily tell the Trandoshan.
Yeah, it just sort of happens. Every once in a while he'll bail you out of trouble, you bail him out. It just turns into a thing that they do.
Well, right. I assumed that for a little bit, but we're trying to deal with someone's obligation, so that's a little different. So we'll talk about that a little bit offline and try to figure it out because it's a little particular that way.
All right.
That works.
Right on. Well, it was cool hanging out with you guys. I starting to get the hang of this thing. So 2 weeks from now, on the 26th, we'll get together.